shield, and I was like, hey, what's up, everybody? And then...
Hey, just a second. Coming.
Hey.
We have thin walls here.
All right, guys. So today we got through and watched Spider-Man Homecoming, the next chapter of the Infinity Saga and the first solo film for Spider-Man in the MCU, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this movie's terrible. This movie's garbage. Worst Spider-Man movie ever. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. No. I love this movie. Love this movie. Of course, I'm a Spider-Man fan. Of course I'm gonna love this movie. I mean, come on. Spider-Man, my boy. Anyway, so in all seriousness, this movie's fantastic for a number of reasons. Number one, the obviously, yes, this is a really fun homage to the to like the John Hughes kind of fun little coming of age high school films, like the Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the Breakfast Clubs, all those really fun John Hughes high school films. But at its core, the thing I love most about this movie is that this is a Spider-Man movie that focuses on the day in life of Peter Parker. Like, this takes the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2 approach, where it focuses less on the Spider-Man and focuses more on the person behind the mask and gives us more of the life of Peter Parker. And we see how his life as Spider-Man affects him personally. One of my favorite sequences in this movie is that scene of him standing on that rooftop, just like he's at the party and he's about to go in and make Spider-Man. He's about to come into the party as Spider-Man, and he's just sitting there on that rooftop. Like, that image right there, like, that to me defines Spider-Man. Like, that image alone defines Spider-Man. One of my other favorite moments in the movie, is when, he's underneath all the debris and, he's a kid, help me. And finally he musters up, he gets the strength and he's, come on, Spider-Man, and lifts up the thing. He's, fuck yeah, that's Spider-Man, So this movie's just, it does the character justice and it does the character right. It's funny. One of my favorite moments in the film is actually near the end when Ned's is in the library helping Peter, and all of a sudden the library, the teacher comes in and he's like, I was looking at porn. Like, that's really funny. And then Vulture. Like, Vulture, I still think Vulture is one of my favorite villains of the MCU. Like, I have a list of my top 5 favorite villains of the MCU. I'm not going to get into that list yet. I'm not ready to get into that list. I'm going to wait till we get into further films in the MCU before I'm ready to get into that list. But I do have a list of my top 5 favorite MCU villains. And I'll tell you this, Vulture is up there for me. He is such a great villain. His motivation makes sense. He's got great personality. He's Michael Keaton brings such an energy to the character and such charm and personality to Vulture. He's not just a mustache twirling villain. Like, you actually feel for him. His ideology makes sense. You don't condone what he's doing. You don't, like, obviously what he's doing is very wrong, but you understand what he's doing and you understand why he's pissed. You understand why he's mad. So this movie just works on almost every single level. I can't think of a single thing every time I watch this movie, I always try to find something I don't like about it, but I simply can't. I can't find a single thing I don't like about this movie. I mean, other than Flash Thompson, I don't like the way Flash Thompson's portrayed. And that's a recurring theme into the into the other two movies as well. Especially Far From Home. When we get to that movie, we'll get to Far From Home in a few movies later. But I don't necessarily love the way Flash Thompson is portrayed, but for me, in this movie in particular, everything is so great that the fact that Flash Thompson isn't portrayed that good in the movie doesn't necessarily bring anything down for me as far as this movie goes, because this movie, like everything else about this movie, just works. Like the positives are so strong and so outweigh the negatives that it's hard for me to even think anything negative about this movie. Like, this movie is just great, and I love watching it, and I would watch it again. Like, I honestly, legitimately want to put it on right now. Like, I'm at that point where I'm just like, you know what, I want to watch it again. But yeah, but that's my review of Spider-Man Homecoming. Join me tomorrow, and we are going to talk about Thor Ragnarok.